top of Terminus Re is our player in the red, who is up 2 games to 1 right now. Just has to win this game to win.
Optimus Prime V.
Optimus Prime.
There's an Optimus Prime.
He's actually a robot, by the way.
There's an Optimus Prime logo in the studio, actually.
And here is his competitor. He's got his teammate Genius, who's playing later, looking on. His coach is on, cheering him as well.
MVP Keen.
MVP Keen.
Looks to be going gas first as well. You can see that. I saw that little shimmer there. He was thinking about it. Is he going to do it? He is going to do it.
Yep.
12 gas there.
Thanks, by the way, to Pepsi and G-Skill, and of course, Ole ebook. Thanks to those companies for supporting esports, making sure that tournaments like this exist.
Yeah, without them, these things wouldn't happen. So, really always have to thank organizations like that for reaching out, helping us out.
Exactly. And so yeah, Keen going for the gas first, and
Optimus going for the gasless. Does not want to take gas.
Gasless.
One barracks expanding.
Yeah, and I think that, you know, on this map, that's kind of the smarter move to go with, man. It's just so huge, it's hard to pull off any kind of early shenanigans.
But
now we could have Keen. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, but with Cloak Banshees at these positions, does kind of work out in Keen's favor. Even if he wants to go for dropship play, it's still minimal air distance. So Keen's kind of lucked out in this case with his build order basically being really strong against what Optimus is doing. But can Optimus play safe and solid and be okay? You know, I'm sure he's practiced this specific build for this map so many times that he's probably going to be ready for anything. It's going to be really based on control. How well can Keen control whatever he's going to throw at him, which is most likely going to be Cloak Banshees, and how well can Optimus respond?
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to see.
Oh, he's going to see it all.
He sees all. This is really fortunate for Optimus. Even sees the second gas. Yeah, oh, man, he's going to be completely ready.
Oh, SCV doesn't escape, though. Before that SCV died, he was able to send out a carrier pigeon, a messenger pigeon, to let Optimus know back at home.
He didn't talk to the adjutant. He actually got a pigeon in space and sent him over. That's how he responded.
It had a little pigeon spacesuit on.
Yeah, he was fine. Don't worry. No pigeons were harmed in the making of this film.
Oh, man. Reminds me of the early days of the space program in the 60s when they would send animals up in space.
Yeah, they sent a dog and a monkey, right? Sometimes I wish I'd lived in that time to just experience what it's like with someone's going to space. You know, oh my goodness.
You're like, oh my gosh, there's like this huge void up there that's completely a mystery, and people are actually going to go there. How crazy is that?
Yeah. I just get excited thinking about it. It's like, well, it's already been done, Wolf, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think the first being in space was Laika, which was a dog the Russians sent to space.
Yeah, that's right.
Laika meaning barker, basically in Russian. Little trivia for you guys. Of course, this game takes place in a future way beyond that time where everyone wears spacesuits. Sorry, what were we going to say? You were going to talk about the game, weren't you?
Well, I was just going to talk about the cloak being researched. That's all I was going to say.
That's more important than... Anyway, yeah, Cloak is being researched, and like you said, this is a really good positions for Keen to go ahead and do that. Now, if he doesn't do some damage with this, it's going to be trouble, though, because Optimus is going to have an expansion up. He does have a lot of Marines.
Yeah, something that's surprising is two things. Firstly, that he didn't make an engineering base.
Oh.
Secondly,
Scan goes down right on the starport and the tech lab. I believe he sees the tech lab kind of spinning and stuff too, so he knows that Cloak is being researched.
Okay, so engineering bay does go down for Optimus. This is going to be very surprising. Well, he didn't get STEM and he didn't get an eBay, so...
Is there an animation on the...
Yeah, there's an
animation. There is an animation tech lab. Okay, I couldn't see it on this screen. Yeah, so the first Banshee's coming in here, though. He hasn't really had a ton of time to prepare for this, even though he just scanned it. Engineering bay just finishes, though, and so he's actually probably going to be able to get a turret. Keen may be able to kill some stuff before the turret goes up.
He's going to try. There is enough for a scan, but he's only got one, so he needs to be very careful about how he deals with this. Trying to scare that Banshee away. Banshee has 2 kills. Attacking gas SCVs, so very difficult to actually kill them. Combat shields make it so that the Marines take 3 shots instead of 2.
Yeah, and he actually... because of that, he took some shots on the refinery and now the orbital instead of the SCVs. But he is getting a lot of kills though.
Yeah, he's
4
got
kills
the 4
on the Banshee, and Cloak's about to run out, so he can probably get out of dodge right now.
Yeah, he gets out, not losing that Banshee. Now, basically this attack has completely failed for Keen. He killed a few Marines, maybe 1 SCV. He actually didn't kill any SCVs.
Yeah.
None at all.
Now the only thing is that he does have, it doesn't have starport tech, so he can actually just kind of kite against these Marines and still do some damage.
Yeah, that's
with
why
the
I'm a little bit
Banshees.
surprised he didn't get Stim. His Stim is now on the way, but it's very difficult to deal with Banshees. Even if you have combat shields, it means your Marines will last longer, sure, but it's very difficult to actually kill Banshees. And the Banshee is going to run out of energy. Now, back at home, Keen made 2 command centers.
Oh, he doesn't want to lose that Banshee. Takes some damage from the turret. Luckily for him, the Marines were not anywhere nearby, so he didn't get to polish that off, and it looks like the Banshee is going to be saved. So, you know, Keen, he didn't do a ton of economic damage, but he killed maybe 8 to 10 Marines, and he didn't lose a Banshee, so that's not too bad of a trade.
Not bad at all.
He's going to have those Banshees later on as well for, you know, other battles. And yeah, you're right, taking a couple bases behind this, so really macroing heavy now.
Another Banshee comes in to attack Optimus. The combat shield's really helping him keep these Marines alive.
He does have Stim now, right?
It's
Or
almost
no,
done.
Almost.
About 10 seconds away. And when that's finished, this Banshee will be finished as well.
Just be careful. Ugh.
Very careful. And these Banshees are having very minimal kills because of the combat shields.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Oh, I thought he was going to scan and snap that Banshee out of the sky.
And he may just do that right here. Medivac trying to heal these Marines.
Oh,
Stim.
Stim going in, and yes.
See ya.
Banshee does go down. Got a little bit greedy with that one, but still has those other 2.
Supplies are dead even here, but Keen has 3 orbitals. He's got extra mules. As far as the worker count goes, he's actually about dead even. 42 for Keen, 40 for Optimus. Optimus getting +1 weapons right now for his Marines, getting custom shells. It looks like he wants to be going for pretty bio-heavy play.
Yep.
In fact, he's sent his first factory to go and scout, so he's not even making any tanks. He's sending it back now to start tank production, but for a while wasn't producing any tanks.
Yep. Both players actually have a lot of knowledge of what the other one's doing right now. Optimus did scan Keen's base and saw all of his production facilities, all of his add-ons. Keen, of course, had Banshees all up in his base, so he saw everything with that.
Yeah, these guys are very aware of what the other is doing. Keen already has siege mode. He's got a decent amount of Marines. So I'm kind of surprised he's not using that a little bit more, just kind of flaunting that dominance, coming out and sieging up and pressuring a little bit.
Well, he may not want to make the same mistake that he did before. Oh, Stim goes in. Is he going to scan and get that? Oh, the Banshee jukes the wrong way. Right into the Marine fire.
Kind of surprising that Optimus is going to attack here, given that he knows his opponent has siege mode. What he's going to try to do is attack the 3rd base location, but even so, with these tanks here, it's going to be very difficult to pull it off.
Yeah.
Lots of scans going off here. Both these guys trying to figure out the best way to engage.
Yeah, he sees him attacking the rock, so he's going to reposition so he can hold that lower position as well. But actually, Optimus loads up everything. The Cloak Banshee sees it, though.
Yeah, it's a little bit funny watching a Cloak Banshee chase the dropships.
So he knows what's going on and is able to reposition back into his main. So Keen, a little bit of a precarious position there, but...
Oh! Gets it!
Oh, gets it.
And may get some of these Marines on the high ground here, but he has to be careful of the tanks. With the medevacs there, he, of course, is going to win that fight. Plus, he has +1. And Optimus taking a lead here. He's got 2 factories producing siege tanks as well. He's been able to catch up in tech that much. Right now, 6 tanks out, though, for Keen versus just 1 of Optimus. 46 Marines for Optimus, the 32 Marines of Keen. And, in fact, Optimus is making a round of 5 Marines per round. So he's making a ton. In fact, more than that normally.
Yeah, because you know what? If you're behind, you must hard catch up in tech. Must catch up.
Yeah, man. You gotta do that.
That was really bad.
No,
I
yeah,
apologize for that.
It's true, man. It's not bad. No, it's fine.
That was horrible fun. Anyway, Keen, what I was saying earlier is Keen, he's like kind of in a precarious position where he has to like be in all different places at once depending where Optimus is going to attack. but he's been doing really good control, making sure he stays on top where Optimus's army is, and now Optimus might get tracked down.
Oh,
He's
no.
to try and attack. The siege tanks get up. Huge volley of tank fire into those Marines. Is Keaton going to have enough Marines to protect his own tanks, though? It looks like not, and Optimus rolls over most of Keaton's forces and may just march right into the third base. So the natural here.
He scans, he's like, wait, you don't have anything? Okay. Wow,
now he's able to siege up there. Keen does have snakes on the high ground.
This is the best place to siege because every unit that comes down the ramp gets volleyed. Look at this micro by Optimus killing a ton of SCVs. It looks like he will clean up the tanks and the Marines, but he's lost so much. One medevac does go down. Trying to catch the other ones. Gets away.
Wow.
But look at this reinforcing round.
So, again, Keen being over-aggressive, getting caught, unsieged, out of position, and losing his army. That's been like the story of this series, man.
Yeah, I mean, I was about to say, this is the part where if Keen gets caught on siege once, he loses. And then, like, I was about to say it, but then it happened. It just happened right in front of my eyes. Very difficult position for Keen to be in.
Oh no, Keen cannot get back over here to save his production facilities without getting within range of Optimus's tanks. He might take out the tanks, though. No, Keen losing everything. Optimus on the verge of taking a victory. He is so close to the semifinals. He can taste it right now.
Yeah, that barracks is going to go down. Both of these barracks can go down, in fact. Tank does get cleaned up, but the damage has been done here. Even going to take out that sensor tower. Meanwhile, the natural Marines killing SCVs.
Yeah, Optimus is just rallying so much stuff forward. He is not letting up one bit. He's got his teeth on Keen's throat, and he is just whipping his head back and forth, biting down, clamping down, does not want to let up on this winning situation. He wants the kill.
Yeah,
and
that
he's going to get it, man.
fall, yep.
The natural expansion orbital is going to fall.
Third
the
base
main
is
in
gonna
tatters.
fall.
The third is going to fall as well. He's going to lose every SCV at the third. Optimus is moments from winning this game and advancing to the semifinals. Keen has put up a good fight, but I don't know how he's going to be able to come back from this, man. Half the supply of Optimus at this point.
There's no answer for it. The Viking pinning up the medevacs slowly, one by one here. And all of the supply depots being taken out in the main base. Engineering bay going to fall as well.
This may just be a situation where, out of pride, he wants to fight off this army and then GG after he's, you know, kind of held it off.
The SCVs are putting up a good fight here. The one medevac of Keen healing them.
It's like the ultimate combo. SCVs repairing medevacs, medevacs healing SCVs. I just discovered a new TVT metagame, man. I'm reinventing the metagame right now.
That medevac for Keen has 3 energy left and 2 hit points left. Now it's got no energy left. And GG.
There's the GG. Optimus Prime. Is going to the semifinals.
He's going, man.
MVP Keen putting up a valiant fight, putting up a really good effort, but in the end falls to the superior class of player and is, you know, he had a good run. MVP Keen made it all the way to the round of 8 of Code S.
I feel like Optimus
a far
is just,
cry from his Code A beginnings.
Optimus is just very aware. You know, he's very aware of what's going on, and he always knows when to stem and run forward. He's like, oh, all I have to do is catch you on siege, and then I win. And so he just did. And that was the time where he had such a large Marine lead. He was making 9 Marines at a time. I know I said 5 initially, but that was because he had 2 reactors building. 9, this many, 9 Marines cranked out per round of Marines. So he had so many coming out, and then he just had the better concave, and he caught him unsieged for just a second. That's all it takes to get your Marines in position. He split them. They went like this in this crazy little concave. He was like conducting his Marines like this,
right, man.
And they killed all the tanks. He's the Maestro Terran.
They formed a nice little concave, just like Optimus's mouth at the time when he saw that happening, because he must have been smiling to himself because he realized they had clinched victory right there. And you're right. That's all it took was for Keen to be unsieged, and was just able to swoop in there and get the kill. And very interesting that we saw primarily Tank Marine this whole series, that game especially, all Tank Marine all the time, kind of going back a month or two in the TVT. A little history there.
Yeah, very true. And I gotta say, Optimus just played better. He was more prepared for everything.
That's what it comes down
the
to.
Cloak Banshee style worked against him, but during that battle, go back and watch the VOD. Seriously, you'll notice that Optimus actually pulled every weakened Marine back when the Banshee was attacking. So he always had.
Oh, wow.
Since he had the combat shields, he just pulled the weakened Marines back, so he never really lost that many. And look at how many kills the Banshees get. Very few, like
That's
3 to
really
4
cool.
max. And once the medevacs came out, all those Marines healed up. Did a great job. He didn't get stemmed, but he made use of that combat shield. And just he knew the timing
man.
to move out.
Yeah,
He went for
exactly. And you're right. He just played better off, better all around. Keen made some mistakes, and Optimus was able to take advantage of those mistakes at every turn. He never really let him get away with a mistake in the whole series. So nicely done by, almost said Polt, by Optimus. Played well, and he's going to be advancing to the semifinals, man. And of all the strong players in the Super Tournament, or in this tournament, you know, Optimus was one of them, but there's a few that have fallen out, a few that have been defeated. You know, people thought Bomber was going to get this far. People thought MMA was going to get this far.
People even thought Lucira or MC could have made it this far.
Could have made it this far, but Optimus has actually, you know, he's one of those players, again, that you know, you're like, he's not really flashy, so you don't expect him to do terribly well, but then he just surprises everyone and does extremely well. So here he is going to the semifinals, and he is going to face in the semifinals the winner of our next match, which is going to be Top versus Genius.
It's going to be a very close match.
Going to be coming up very soon, and that is going to be a close match indeed. And so Optimus is probably going to be watching intently, wondering who his opponent is going to be. He's been showing some very good TVT lately, but he actually has very good TVPs, so he might be rooting for Genius. We're going to find out who wins that match after a quick 5-minute break. Don't go anywhere. Top versus Genius is going to be awesome.